Good morning, Flosstube. Welcome to Justsewsherrie. I'm Justsewsherrie here on YouTube and also over on Instagram as well, if you want to come and follow me over there. Well, hello and welcome. It is 6:15 in the morning. It is Saturday. I'm back to Saturday, the 20th of July. And you might be able to see that the sun has literally just come out. It was quite dark when I got up this morning. It was about 4:30, so it was an early one, but yeah, I had to put I've got the light on. Yeah, because that's where the light is. It's up. Just in case you weren't sure where the light was. We're on take 8. I'm not holding any fingers up because we know what happens when I hold fingers up. Things happen. So that I haven't curated. So I'm not holding any fingers up, but we are on take 8. I thought I was going to have a great day. I woke up early. It's going to be good until I got to this part of the computer and it's all just going, well, it's not going the way I want it to. So I have set the date. We are on some glorious weather here in the UK. I feel for, I know the gals in the US, it's been horrendous over there, like 46 degrees. Ain't nobody can live with that. My daughter's in Italy and she sent me a weather report and she's on 36 degrees. We are a balmy 20-ish, 20 to 22 degrees, which is about 70 degrees Fahrenheit for you girls that count in Fahrenheit scale. And it's lovely, it's glorious. As you can see, I'm getting a quite nice little tan from sitting out doing me stitching. So yes, I have a grand plan for today, which involves sitting out and stitching. So I wanted to kind of get this done and then I can, I was going to say whip off my frock. Well, kind of, put a little sun top on and go and sit in the garden. But I thought I better put something proper on to speak to you guys. Today is not going to be a great episode. I can feel it in my bones. It probably will be for you, but for me, it's just all going to go wrong. I can feel it now. Okay, have I said welcome? I don't know whether I have or not. So welcome to anybody new, anybody who's joined along the way, and anybody who has been with me from the start. I don't know how you're still alive, to be fair. I don't know how I'm still alive. But there you go, that's me. And if you haven't, it would be lovely if you do subscribe. Don't have to unless you want to win a giveaway. And we do have giveaways pretty much every week on here. And I'd like to think they're good giveaways. But that's my opinion. And when it comes to stitching and patterns, it is subjective, isn't it? Do you know, I find this fascinating. Oh yeah, I'm off on a tangent already. I was talking to my stitchy girls during the week and I was saying, I'd showed them something I'd got and they went, it's very you. It's very lovely, but it's very you. And I was saying it just fascinates me how we can all get so much pleasure out of each other's projects, even though they might not necessarily be in our own style. It's as individual as people, isn't it? So yeah. Where am I going? So first shout for Pretty Bird. The lady who won, or gentleman who won Pretty Bird last week hasn't been in touch. It is Short Story 15. No, Short Story 16 even. If Short Story 15, it wasn't you. Short Story 16 was the winner. So if you can get in touch with me, I will give it one more week. And if not, we will do another draw next week, which leads me to my other one. The person who won the 15 card voucher for Rachel's online talk and dog stitchery has not been in contact, so I will give it away again at the end of this episode. I'm sorry, but it gets really frustrating when people don't come back. Once they've entered a competition, they don't come back. Because then I know, and this is me talking as a viewer of other channels. I get really frustrated because I think, well, I'm watching, why aren't they? Like, don't enter a competition and then don't come back and see if you've won. Is that me being money? Maybe it is. I'm probably gonna like get wrong of you all for being miserable, but it's because we're on take 8 that I'm kind of sick of saying it. So yes, we will give away the £15 gift voucher again at the end of this video to make sure, or to hopefully make sure, that people who will be watching next week when the winner's drawn is watching this week as well. So there we go. And we have got another giveaway at the end, of course, which is courtesy of the online Talking Dog Stitchery as well. So where am I going? Oh, Justsewsherrie. So if you're new around here, Justsewsherries are just randomly stupid stuff that I get up to usually. Sometimes it's what my daughter gets up to, which was last week. I still haven't had a conversation with her about that. She has been in touch, like texting, but she hasn't mentioned anything about having offensive weapons on her person. And if you want to know about that, you'll have to watch just the beginning of last week's. This week's Justsewsherrie. Housework. I know, we all do a collective. Oh. I mean, I do housework as little as possible. Because I can, basically. And I'm not saying I don't do it as often as I should, but I don't do it as often as I should, as this week's Justsewsherrie will tell you. So I decided it was time to dust. So I got the polish out and I got my duster out and I went round dusting, as you do, because that's what you do when you dust. Spray the polish, you dust it off. Well, that's what I do anyway. I think that's the normal way to dust. And towards the end, I'm thinking, this stings, Joe, it is. I'm sick to the back teeth of, like, why can't they make a polish that smells nice? I mean, you know, you're missing a consumer, yeah, word's going to be difficult. You're missing a consumer trick, I think. I think you should do pleasantly smelling polish. Although having said that, I've got a plum plum scented desk worktop cleaner, and it smells awful. So anyway, yeah, so I was coming to the end and I was putting the polish away, still griping in my head about bloody stinks around here, I'm sick of this, as you do. Well, I just gripe when I'm doing housework. And I put it in the cupboard and I thought, I think that's the polish. I had a little look closer. I dusted my house with fly spray. Because in the summer, my fly spray is always at the front of my cupboard and my polish is always at the back. Not that my polish is ever at the front, but... So yes, I managed to dust my house with fly spray. I will let you know how long it stays dust free, because there could be a new polish on the market. It could be just as good. I mean, to be fair, it just goes to show, because all you're doing is putting something damp on and wiping it off. If I was less lazy, I would maybe just use a dishcloth. Anyway, so that's this week's Justsewsherrie top tip. Make sure you know what you're looking at before you use it in your endeavours. Okay, what have I got to do with cross stitch stuff? I have got one new start and I have got some whips. I've got one gift. No, well, we'll get there. One gift and we'll get there when we get there. And the giveaway, forward plans, and then our final thought. I suspect it'll be a quickie today. No, I've got two new starts. Again, I think I'm on to about 35 now. And this is just because, well, I'll tell you about one of my new starts. So this one, well, I'll tell you about both of them, funnily enough. Let's start with the new starts. I started kitting up, a few weeks ago now, things I would fancy stitching, to getting them kitted and then ready to go for when I want to pick them up. And I really wanted to do this, but it's going to be quite a biggie. It's going to take a while, and I've got a few medium sort of size ones like this on the go. So I could probably do without a medium one, but I wanted to do this. God, I'm tired. Shouldn't have gotten up at 4:30. Excuse me. I can't edit, so we're gonna have to go with it. I don't know how to edit. So and I will at some point learn how to overlay pictures. So I wanted to do this, and it was lying out with the threads, and then I thought, I've got some really nice frames. It was this one that caught my eye. I thought, it's a really nice frame. And then I thought, I've got some nice frames. Maybe, rather than pick the stitching on whichever fabric and count that I fancy and then try and match it to a frame, why not pick a frame and match the stitching to it? So it's the first time. I got this frame from Lisa at Atelier Framing at, I think it was Floss Friends Retreat. So I picked that. I do not know, I do know. First of all, here we go, total lies. Broken glasses. We're into the broken glasses already. Right. Fox and Rabbit Dirt Track, and I'm using just Classic Colourworks Black Coffee. So this will be that little one in the middle, and it will go in this frame. Where I then put it in my house, who knows? Who knows? Did I say what count it was? Yeah, 36 count. And it is by Fox and Rabbit. I don't know if you watched last week's. I always just give Fox and Rabbit the credit for everything. I don't mean to. Now, I had a second new start. What happened last weekend? Last weekend I was highly excited about the Euros final, of which England were in it. Whether you watched or not, England didn't win it. Gutted for them, but yeah, Spain were definitely the better team. And yeah, Itchy Nose, Flosstube, they go together. It was a kind of a win-win for me, because what I forgot to tell you last weekend was that, in fact, no, we'll get there when we get, yes, no. We'll get there when we get there. I'm so sorry, you all. I don't know how to edit, so I can't get rid of these rubbish bits where I just mess up. But I mean, you know, it is me. So I came home, I went to the pub, the local pub, with me daddy and me sister and her fella and me nephew, and we watched it, and I was devastated. and I had to leave immediately after. I just had to leave. So I went home and I asked about the house. Just I didn't want to sit down, didn't want to stand up. Of course, I don't drink, so but I was feeling. I mean, this was a late night for me. You guys know, last night I was in bed for like. I was asleep for about 7:30, definitely before 8 o'clock. Hence why I was up at 4:30. So I shouldn't have a right to be yawning, but I do. I'm going to yawn now that. It's whenever you talk about yawning. It's not even whenever you do it. It's whenever you talk about it. So anyway, I'm not going to talk about it anymore. So I needed to stay up late. It didn't even kick off till 8 o'clock. So I had a couple of Red Bulls, which are energy drinks if you're not familiar with Red Bulls. So of course I came home and I was pacing around the house like something not right. And I was like, and I was picking up this and picking up that and putting this down and putting that down and didn't know what I want to do. And I thought, I need a new start. I need a new start to cope. So this appears to be my coping mechanism now. When I'm in a knot about something or feeling highly emotional about something, I have a new start. So I started Rosewood Hearts by the Calico Confectionery. Yes. And I started it on now. I think this is just a Megan coffee craft. And it's just a very small start because I needed to just do something to cope with the trauma. So, and all I did was I picked threads to match, kind of. So I picked, because they're both the same colour, just different shades. So I picked Rum Raisin, I think that says Weeks, and Misty Mauve, Classic Colourworks. So they are my, I'll bring them closer so you can see the colour. So that's a very small new start. And I don't know whether, where's my needle? Oh, it's there. I think I might have made a mistake and that's why the thread's hanging. I've obviously got stressed with myself, throw my needle down. No, stuff it. I'll come back when I'm in a better mood. Stop it! Sorry, I'm not shouting at you. Why does my computer does this stuff? Stupid bloody Apple. Right. Yes, it was a thumbs down moment, and it was a very double thumbs down moment. So, God. It's a Megan Coffee Craft, and I think it's a... No, I don't know where I've put my glasses. It'll be a 20 count, because that's what I usually buy from Megan, I think. If it's not a 20 count, it's an 18. I think it's 20. That's right. Because I started it with Sulky. You know that Sulky that I did for sitting up here? That's Sulky. I started it with that and it wasn't lying right. Me and me thread's not lying right, honestly. Bane of my life. And I realised it just goes to show, because that's a 36 count. And obviously 20 count equates to a 40 count. And it just wasn't right. So I took it out and started again with just one thread. So it just goes to show how that very tiny difference can make a difference depending on what count you're using. So they are my two new starts. So my whips, I can't show you the picture because I haven't got a picture, I've only got a pattern. But it was the historical sampler and they sent me the kit and I've done a little bit more on that. So this is a stitch along. And when you saw it last, I'd done 1, 2, I was just down to the top of the excuse me, the pumpkin, and I'd done the border, the black and white around there. So I have done a little bit of the outer border, and I've started plotting in the other. Now it only comes down to here on this pattern, so I'm quite a way through. So I'm keeping relatively up to date. And that little needle minder, his little ghost, isn't he lovely? And I just love that he's holding his little pumpkin, his little pal. Now I've been brave, or stupid probably. This here, it only actually gives you the first 2 lines of this O. I've gone out on a limb and I think it's going to be charted like that. So wish me luck. And I've put the black in, sorry for the pumpkin places, the pumpkin faces as well. There's quite a lot of little bits of border like this, and then between everyone, I am probably not going to stitch it all. It's hard enough to keep up with Sal's, so I'll probably make my own version of the border. So I'll pick bits out, so it's still got a border and it's still got definition, but it won't be the full total border that they've put in. And the other thing now, if you watched last week when I showed you me framed finish of the Quaker Sisters, and I was saying you can see where I've carried a thread. So now I'm very, very conscious. I don't want to carry any black threads. But now I got a tip, and it was ages ago. Where? I don't know if it was on a Flosstube or if it was at a retreat. It definitely wasn't mine. Hand on heart, it wasn't this. If it's a good idea, Sherrie's name is usually not in it. But what they said was, you know, when you're doing like a dark and it's got like random, so say I've got like 1 stitches of black here, 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 you don't want to start and stop, you know, however many 100 times just to put 1 random stitch in here, there and everywhere. But equally you can't carry threads either, because it's gonna show. What their suggestion was is put your, is it your what do you call it, fusible interfacing. Put your interfacing on, so do like the main of it, put your interfacing on the back, and then do your single stitches around, and your interfacing will hide where you're carrying threads, or it may hide. In other words, give it a go. If it doesn't work, you've lost nothing. But I thought that was a really good idea. I've never tried it, so I don't know, but I'm definitely going to. And it's a brilliant idea. Whether it works or not is another matter. And it's not that I'm saying it doesn't work, I'm just saying I haven't tested it. So so I'm doing quite well with that. I'm quite chuffed that I'm kind of keeping up with it. And my big substantial hoop. Okay, right, I've done some more on this, and I'm having to, this is, oh, I forgot my microphone. I'm having to force myself. I had to force myself. Hopefully I won't have to. So this is my Owl Forest patchwork calendar that I am doing. I'm going to need a new cup of tea soon. I'm telling you, 8 starts, man. 8 starts. Yeah, it's nearly gone and it's cold. So patchwork calendar, which I've been doing forever. I need to figure out when I started it. And I'm on to September. And this is where I am. So when you saw it last, I had, now hang on, which side? I had that cat done, and I had done this cat and started to come down here. So basically I've finished this sort of chunk of the berries and the little things coming down, and I've put in the leaves and some of the berries here, and I've also started to come down this side of the border. So I have done a bit. It's on 40 count ballet slippers by Fox and Rabbit. It really is Fox and Rabbit. And I'm doing it with the called for owl forest threads. And the more I stitch with them, the more I'm kind of, yeah, they're knotty and unruly, but the variegation is beautiful. Now, I'll mention again, because I haven't said it for a little while, but with owl forest threads, they've got like, they must have the Russian version or whichever country they're in version. They're cheaper threads, and then they dye them, and you can pick those. They also do DMC and over dye them. So there's two different price points for the threads, and there's obviously two different, what do you call it, standards, not standards. Yeah, so basically these are the cheaper ones, and they are fine to stitch with. Are they lovely? No. But for me, because I was having to pay handsomely for shipping, I didn't want it equally. And to be fair, I wanted to see what they were going to be like, because, what is it? There's a saying. It's basically saying we judge before we investigate. So I want to investigate them first, and then to say, no, I think I'll go for the DMC next time. Would I? I don't know. I would need to see how much shipping is again and how much I was proposing to spend. I have got I do have them. I did have them. I do have them. I have got another set of them because I bought the English band sampler. So I do have another set, and I think these are the Owl Forest again. Let's see on here. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I would need to check and see what my order said. But these are the threads. And just in case anybody's not seen it, this is how it looks all together. Actually, it's really coming on there. And I'm kind of pushing through this one so that I can get to the last row, because I think once I get to the last row, my heart will be in it again once more. That is the theory. I've realised that when I start a project, especially a bigger project, it's all exciting and new and shiny, and I'm itching to get going. The first third of the project is fine, and I start and flag basically towards the end of the second third. I get that. Shelly from Needlework Antique Needleworkers says it's big project fatigue, and I do get that. And it's kind of the final third of the second third through to the first third of the third third. Are you with me? That I struggle. It's that little section there, because once I get to the sort of the second and last third of the last third, I get my excitement back up again for it finishing. Did anybody know what I meant there? No? What do you mean no? What do you mean no? What do you mean you kind of keep up with us at the best of times? And I have done a little bit more on this. Now I'm making a bit of a meal of this, and I shall tell you for why. This is my little boo cat, Dirty Annie's. Then I think I bought as a PDF. I said you can find it, it's at 123 Stitch, and one of my lovely viewers also said they found it on PDF in Etsy, so I suspect that's where I got it from. And I am doing it on, oh, this doesn't have a, do you know what, I'm going to look it up. Let me just have a look up. It doesn't have the dyer on. This is Mirage, and I'm sure you're all shouting at me. Mirage fabric. I'm going to look it up. Mirage fabric, cross stitch fabric, or linen. Picture this plus. It's picture this plus. Right. So before I forget, I am going to put PTP on here. So it's not Fox and Rabbit. It's picture this plus. So this is as far as I've got. Basically, I've just done about another 5 rows, which is very poor. But he is coming, and I am now down to where his legs are put in separately. So I am down here, so this little last bit won't take very long. I'm debating whether I'll go back and do all the little orange around here. See how I feel. See how finished I want it to be. Because I quite often, a project for me is finished when I say it's finished. I'm not saying I make it easy on myself, but I make it easy on myself. So, the reason why I needed a quick stitch yesterday, or a what do you call it? I think a bit of a mindless end of work day stitch yesterday, but it was glorious in the garden. So I was sitting out after work and I couldn't see. The linen, all I could literally see were the holes. It was like stitching on a net, and I just couldn't figure out where my needle was going and if it was going into the right hole or not. So it's weird that you could have actually like too much light. I didn't know that was a thing, but yes, there was too much light for it, so I only did a very small bit. But I've said this before and I'll say it again. I'm kind of keeping my foot in. Do you keep your toe in, your foot in, your hand in? What do you keep in? Put me whole self in, me whole self out. I used to love that. Didn't we all love that as kids? Yeah, I want to keep me, I think it's keep me foot in. With that, I don't know. I want to keep going. I want to keep it going. Now, this one is another, this has been my work stitch this week. And this, oh no it isn't. I've got something very special to show you. I forgot about that one. Very, very, very special. So I have then got, it was a new start last week. So it is a whip this week. And get the bloody paper out. Anne, I'm making it up. Name's probably not even Anne. A. Burnhope, 1895 by Michelle, Mama Loves You, GB. I love this. It's going to take some stitching. And I don't know how. Actually, I'm blaming Michelle. So in February, I went to Stitch in London, the sampler edition. And I remember thinking just before I went that I'm not sure I'm going to really enjoy this. And I'm not saying I went to meet my hero, but yeah, I might have gone to meet my hero. And since then, I have fallen right down a Bristol sampler and just a sampler rabbit hole. And because I used to watch people doing it. So anyway, I'll show you where I've gotten to. That's the whole point of being here, isn't it? So this has been done on a 40 count antique white. It'll be as what I got, because it's orange. So I've got basically right along to the end. So I'd done to about here. So I've gone back and put all of the second row in, and I'm halfway through that third row as well. This is going to be lovely, and I don't know why it keeps reminding me of the Greek flag. I need to get, I know it's obviously the Greek's blue, but I need to have a look at the flag and see why it reminds me of that. But it does, it reminds me of Greece. And I love Greece. I like the islands. I've never actually been to the mainland. Now, what was I saying before I rudely interrupted myself? Samplers. So I used to see people doing all these marking samplers, particularly the alphabet ones, and think, I just don't get it. It's lovely, and I love that you love it, but I just don't get it. And then I went to that Stitch in London retreat and started the retreat kit, which was from Michelle. I've got it to hand. It might be in the drawer of doom. One moment. Of course it's in the drawer of doom. Where else would it be? So this was the retreat kit that we got. And this was done on, it was Maud Mary Dorrell. And this was done on 36 counts of macaque with the called for. Apart from a substituted one. Anyway, I'm not reviewing this one today. So I did this and somehow fell into the hole of really loving marking samplers and samplers, all samplers. Which was then compounded when I went to the Stacey Nash retreat. So I don't know why. Why do we pick ones over others, and why and how does our taste change? It's really interesting. But then again, I find the psychology of people quite interesting. What's her name? Stitching MD. Shiloh. I think she's a psychologist. You see, she's not just pretty and a good stitcher, she's bloody clever and all. These people shouldn't be allowed in this world, honestly. She is fab. If you haven't watched her, you should. She does loads of knitting and stuff as well. I mean, how she finds the time, I do not know. I do not know. She's probably not lazy like me. I am procrastinating. I even procrastinate about procrastinating half the time. Right, we're not doing that one. I've already put that one to one side. I have done some more work on Sophia Church. And I was on a website last night. And I thought, I like that. That's really nice. And I put it in my cart. And I was thinking, why is that name familiar? Because I'm stitching it at the moment. How bloody stupid do you want to be? So this is by Lottie-Dar. It is being done on 36 count parchment. And it is coming on a little bit more. So I have now started, have I done much? I have. I have done all the buds along here. So along the bottom I've started to put all the buds in, and I have just started to plot in the flower. So I haven't done very much on this last week, but I have touched it. And this is my parchment. You're not seeing the real colour there. It's like a yellowy sandy colour. No. Nope. But it's beautiful. It appears to be my go-to fabric, 36 count parchment, to the point where I've just had a look to see if I can find it, and I'll probably buy a yard, and then I've just got it in. But I can't find it anywhere in the UK, so I am going to have to. I was going to go to the place that should not be named. Yeah, if you've been with me along the way, you'll know. But I'm trying to find it somewhere else because I don't need it right now, but I will need it in time, in years to come. I shall be stitching on this. So that is as far as we are with Sophia Church. And I'm doing this on, I did say it was 36 count, but 1/2 with the called for DMC. Yeah, called for DMC. Well, the DMC conversion that's provided. It also calls for, the overdyes are all weeks if you're interested. Dirt Road, Adobe, Terrapin, Sanguine, Oilcloth, Flatfish and Bee's Knees. I've got some of those. But I was either going to do it on all overdyes or... Oh God, where have you gone? Oh yeah, there. You all went black. Yeah, the sun's coming out, can you see? Do I need to shut my blinds? Oh, hang on, I'll do it sensibly. Okay, I've pulled the blind down without killing myself. So, next one is from Home for the Holidays from Blackbird. And I am doing Christmas Garden for Jolly July. Which leads me back to, I was looking for a thread. I was looking for what thread I'd used for one of my Quakers. And I had to watch some old Flosstubes to find where I've said the thread that I'm using. And they were around sort of Christmas time, New Year's time. And I was sort of saying that I'm going to need to keep up with this during the year. Guess who hasn't kept up with it during the year? So, yes, Jolly July. So, and I'm quite pleased with the progress I've got on this. So I have done all of the big motif in the middle there. I have done all of that. So I am quite pleased, apart from two little leaves here. So I was quite pleased to get that finished. There's one more very large, even larger motif at the bottom here. So you can see that's that one, and then this one, and then the rest are reasonable size. So yeah, I'm really enjoying this. I'm doing it with the DMC called for. I showed you last time. It's only 4 colours. So that is the DMC called for. And I don't know why I didn't do it. I think it must have been cost related that I chose not to do it with the overdyes. Because now that I'm seeing it come alive, I wish I had. I wish I'd done it with the overdyes. But I'm not going to moan. She says, having just had a bloody good moan. I will enjoy it, and I'll be pleased with the result. It doesn't matter what I do, you know, I'm never bloody happy. I'm a pain in the bum. Yes. And not far to go. This is my last whip. And I cannot find, there it is, the pattern. So this is Pretty Bird by the Artsy Housewife. Anybody who's been following along will know how much this has captured my heart. Flippin' love this, and I call it me Rachel Bird because I got it in my first order from Rachel's Talking Dog online stitchery, which of course you can go over there and order from as well. And I got my vegetables complete. So I was halfway through this, the Hanging Buds of Babylon. This, is it Hanging Baskets of Babylon? Where is Babylon? I might need to do some research on that. So I've completed all of that. The only one I haven't was the red. I just need to finish off around here. Oh, and one row of teal here. But I won't do them until I pull out those colours again. I'll do the few stitches in and then move on. Now you can't see it very well, but I have started the bird at the bottom. And you might be able to see there, I went into Froglandia last night, which was really nice. I mean, to be fair, I wasn't there long, but I was definitely in Froglandia. It is coming on. And this is done on parchment as well. 36 count. And I am using, yes, I'm using the DMC. Is it called for DMC? Yes, it does. It calls for DMC. I think we're in dangerous territory when I start thinking. Yeah. I think this would be glorious done with overdyes if it was converted to overdyes. But you wouldn't get, I don't think you would get such rich colours, because with overdyes you get some movement, so it's not, obviously, for one of the colours it wouldn't be the same rich colour all the way through. Shut up, Sherrie. I know what I'm trying to say. I am on to the bird. It is bloody beautiful. Cannot wait to finish it. No, I can't wait to finish it. I'm going to be really sad when I finish it. I'm going to love it, but I'm going to be incredibly sad as well. Okay, so that is my stitching that I have been doing for the week. Okay, where are we next? We're in very exciting territory next, because I've got one more, kind of almost was a half whip to show you. Look what happened. Look what happened. I found June. I found June Quaker. Yes. How do I do it? Do I do a thumbs up? Will I get a thumbs up? You see, and when I do a thumbs up, it doesn't even do it. What do I get for 2 fingers? I get some balloons. Yes. So, June Quaker, I found it. It was, do you want to know where it was, guys? Down the back of the top of my bed. So where your headboard is, it's slotted down there. So it was right underneath at the middle of the back of where my headboard is. How did I find it? What was I looking for? I'm not saying I lose things all the time. What was I looking for? I was looking for something. And I found June. And the best of it is, I said I didn't want to restart it because I've already made a start on it. And I've done a bit of sewing on it. Stitching on it. Look how much I'd done. I mean, that cat took me 17 weeks. So I didn't want to do that again. Honestly, Sherrie, you are such a tool. Instead of just restarting it, I didn't. So June, we will have to pick June up and do June as we go. So June will be, the month of June will be a year long, pretty much. So that is it. That is all my stitching. And what have we got next? Right, we are on New Start Whips. Done them. Giveaway. We are on giveaways, is what we are on. she texted me and said, would you like this thing? And I was like, don't know what it is, but I always like things. And I kind of didn't really want to look up too much because I thought, oh, it'll be like getting a present. It'll be like getting a present. And I said, you sure you don't want it? She says, no. What happened was she'd ordered it and it's come from Australia. Long story short, she ended up with 2. So she said, would I like it? And I was like, do you know what? That would be really lovely. And when it arrived, I mean, I did put it on Instagram, but my God. I mean, just my God. So it came like this. It's the Sewing Club. Where's my glasses? Schoolgirls Sewing Club by the Cruel Goblin. I think it's pronounced Goblin. The Cruel Goblin Needlecraft in Australia. If I can open it. So it arrived. I have obviously opened it, but it was all wrapped up in this beautiful, what's this called? Tissue paper. In the ribbon. And in it, there is the pattern, 2 patterns for Evelyn Sear. So you get this pattern and you also get this pattern as well. So that is this pattern. And you then get, well, the other pattern's inside here. You then get antique hem stitch, so you don't cut and draw threads, but you do get the instructions into it, how to do an antique hem stitch. So you get that, you get the 2 patterns, you also get the fabric, which is Fox and Rabbit white clay, and a floss drop, and MPI silks. I have never stitched with MPI then silks either. I am over the bloody moon to give them a go. And this is for the smaller pattern, and you also get the finishing fabric as well. And you get a needle. You won't be able to see, but you get a needle in here. I was just overwhelmed. Pin Packet Pocket. The design features the central band of Evelyn's little samplets to create a sweet pin packet pocket which will hold a packet or 2 of needles. Isn't that lovely? So I got that off Alison. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Beyond blessed. I did have a moment yesterday where I was thinking about it and my eyes started welling up and I'm thinking, oh God, I'm menopausal, Alison, don't do this to us. I did. I had a little moment where I was like, oh, isn't that wonderful? So, and that is it, apart from my other one that I will do a proper unboxing of. Forward plans. And then giveaway. No, I usually do it the other way around, don't I? So let's do the giveaway first. So, I redrawn? No, I haven't. I need to redraw. I tell you what, just hang on. Okay, this is where I get in a knot, you see, when I've got giveaways that are hanging over and giveaways that I've had to redraw. So yeah, so I'm having a moan because it makes my life a nightmare. I'm not very good at keeping up with stuff. It's really difficult. You've got to keep it simple with me. So what are we doing first? I will announce the winner for last week. I will then do the giveaway for this week, and we will redo the giveaway from about 3 or 4 weeks ago. Are you caught up with me? Because I'm not. Okay, so last week we had Christmas, which was the full kit of the bothy threads, It's Christmas, and the needle minder, little penguin needle minder from Sophie's Stitchy Ferret, which I've actually got one as well. So for this one, the winner was, and I will put it here along the bottom, 1961 Christine C. So 1961 Christine C. I will give this a week. I'll reshout it next week if need be, and the following week after I'll redraw. This is getting really complicated. All I want to do is a few giveaways. It can't be that difficult, surely. Surely. Right. The new giveaway for this week. Now, anybody who watched last week's, when I showed the gifts, I said I had got this, but I hadn't paid for it. Rachel has said that it was either for me or to give away. So I'm going to give this away as well. So this is from Rachel's Online Stitchery, Chalk and Dog Online Stitchery, sorry. And we will say for this, apple. So just apple. And this is a really lovely little stitch. And it's the Autumn Harvest range from Mill Hill. So it's got everything in it. It's got all the beads, the threads. There's a treasure, I think, in it. Assume. I'm not going to get my glasses on to check. So that is for next week, and that is apple. Let me write that down so that, because I'm getting in a muddle with having different things on the go. Right, that's that one. The next one was the one that I shouted out and didn't come back to me. So I am redoing it, and I'm redoing it from this week. This will be a 1 week only because, yeah, we'll do the Autumn Harvest in, we'll do 2 weeks for the Autumn Harvest. But, and I'm saying it'll be 1 week only, it won't. It'll be a fortnight because that links in with me forward plans. So this is Rachel's logo for the Chalk and Dog Online Stitchery, and it was for a £15 gift voucher that I bought to celebrate the opening of Rachel's shop, which she was truly terrified of, but it's doing really well. So for that one, we will use the word dog. So if you want to win a £15 gift voucher for Rachel, use the word dog. This is only going to be, I didn't do it the first time because I didn't realise, this will only be UK based because Rachel doesn't deliver internationally. So I'm sorry, ladies and gents, but it will be only the UK based for this one. So whoever gets it will need to get in touch with me. You'll need to have an email address because I need to email you the gift voucher that I bought. And hopefully in a fortnight we will get rid of 2. And I've still got one to post out because I've been waiting for people getting in touch. So if you're the lady who's hanging on, I'm so sorry. I'm going to have to just post it anyway and not wait for the others. Anyway, so where are we now? Where are we now? Yeah, it's time this was done. Forward plans. So this will be a fortnightly giveaway because I am at a retreat next weekend. And I know I did a thing the last time I was at the Sherrie retreat, but I was there longer and it was just kind of a normal retreat, if you like. This time next week I am going to the Big Stitch. This will be the first time it's run. So we will see what it's like. I think there's going to be about 200 stitches there. So I'm not sure how I'm going to cope now that I realise I quite like the smaller ones. So I think it's going to be exhausting. I do think it's going to be exhausting. More exhausting for the girls that are organising it, but exhausting for stitches as well. And my friend Rachel will be having her very own, very first vendor's stall next week. So I'm dead excited for her. She's terrified. I'm excited. And the turtle's coming along, of course, which is Turtle Bags Sophie. And she's Pink Scissors Fabric as well, which is a fabric shop in Bridgend in South Wales. If you're kicking around there, go and say hello and tell her I sent you, as you do. Yes, Christmas. I need to keep on with Christmas garden, and I need to pick up my Christmas rules again because I haven't done any more on that. And I've got myself a little, I've done my own sort of stitch along, if you like. I've done my own grouping of months, what I want to get done, so that's finished by December. So I want to do that. I would like to get a good chunk of that bird done. I would like to get a good chunk of Pretty Bird done. I need to keep on with my patchwork calendar, and I would like to get Boo Cat finished. And I would like to not have any more new starts, but that is definitely probably not going to happen, because I've got a fortnight till I speak to you. I mean, to be fair, if I feel great, then I'll do one, but the plan is I probably won't have time next weekend. So we will see how it pans out, though. If I've got too much to show you, then I'll just do a quick update. So, is that it? I think that is it. I'm sorry it's been a bit haphazard, this one. I'm hoping I'm going to have a less of a haphazard day, and I'm hoping the sun's going to come back out, because since I put the blind down, the cloud has thingied over. It's terrible, you know, the UK weather, for being such a small country, it's like 10 degrees difference to the south to where I am in the northeast. I mean, it's like 30 degrees for them yesterday. It was nice, just sort of 20, 21 here. Mind, to be fair, it's hot enough for me. Thank you for everybody who stuck with me this far. You deserve a medal. You really do. And if you do get stuck watching people, apparently you can watch on ×2, and apparently that's acceptable as well. So if you want to fit more floss tubes in, watch it on ×2. Today's final thought is again with Rachel in mind, but it's with her vending for the very first time next week. I did think of this automatically, but I did have to look up who said it. So this comes from Ellen Johnson Sirlaff. I think it was 1938. She said, "If your dreams don't scare you, they aren't big enough." Bye for now.